have you. Of course, we have Dr. Wakida with us here, the man who conducted the poll. You just heard what the politicians have said about your poll. It split public opinion.
Yes.
Was it a representative poll?
You see, you cannot measure the strength of an opinion poll by debating with with politicians. These are two different things. Politicians use their perception, individual perception. Opinion polls uses numbers, and whereas politicians can lie, opinion poll never lies. Numbers never lie. For us, we asked people. The views that are there are not the views of me or RWI.
Dr. Wakida, I just want to ask you, you asked 2,321 people. That's 0.05% of the population. Is that really a representative sample?
You see, in the US, with a population of about 300 million, the highest number of sample that has been done is not more than 2,000 respondents. We only actually have about 15 million voters. In opinion poll, you don't need to interview everybody. Have you been in a place where they sell rice? You don't need to throw the bag of rice down to know whether the rice you're buying is good. In the hospital, you do not need to go and empty your body of blood in order for you to determine whether you have malaria. You just need a flip of blood to know. And that in science is called a sample. We sampled this population proportionate to the population. So you have a proper representation in this poll of the urban population, of the young people, of the women, and everybody was given a chance to participate. And if you look in that poll deeply, I think the politicians in this country should be honest and start to use numbers. If you sit on the TV, you sit in your bedroom, you sit in your living room, and you assume you're popular, first measure how popular you are. But they haven't done that.
Yeah. Dr. Wakida, in 2015, your opinion poll gave Amama Mbabazi 13%. He came in at 1%. You see, it gave Messages 17%. He came in at 35%. Honestly, do they even have merit in the argument?
You see, opinion polls measures opinion of people as of that time. Opinions change. Your opinion in the morning is not the opinion you have today. You can only work to sustain that opinion. Because people's perception, people's condition of life, people's perception of life change. And when they change, they make choices according to that circumstance at the time. Now, if I conducted a poll, for example, in October, and the elections were in February, what really happened between that time and February? Things change. That's why the Electoral Commission allows the candidates to go and converse, to go and convince the voters. And whoever convinces the voters more takes the biggest chunk. You remember Honorable Mbaba Mbabazi, indeed when he came in, he gave a hype. And everybody was talking about him. Whatever happens after that, we cannot tell.
Yeah, but Dr. Wakida, if I could just stick to that point, the politicians who are raising this matter, in terms of the merit of the opinion polls, they have sampling. They have their own sampling based off of their own candidates. But also when you say the samples that you used were numbers, the numbers in the last opinion poll didn't come in just as half as good as there should have been a margin of error at least. Statistically, you work with a margin of error.
You are not, in fact, you're not following the polls. The last poll that we conducted, which we produced in February, indicated that Dr. Kizza Besigye had grown to the margin of 33%, and Mr. Museveni had grown to the margin of 56%. With a margin of error of +4, -4, you are still playing within the margin, if you know what statistics means.
Yes.
It means that you can go up by 4, come down by 4, and you are playing within there. So assuming Dr. Kizza Besigye got about 38%, and in the poll it was about 35%, is it within the margin of error? The answer is yes.
Yes. Dr. Wakida, my final question to you. Politicians are questioning who funded the poll also.
You see, this poll was funded by the NGO Forum. NGO Forum has got a project which is on democracy and empowerment. It's where the fund came from. It was managed by Greece and other individuals that managed it. Our work was to go in the field, pick this information, run the analysis, and give them the report. The reason why the report hasn't been published, I'm sure you're coming to that question, is because we wanted to leave the government really to fight COVID. We should have produced this poll by April. But that's the time when the government was trying to ensure that people are safe. We did not want to divert their mind. So we said we will produce it as and when the situation allows.
Finally, if I could ask you, are you going to do more polls? When
yeah,
do you
of course.
anticipate them?
This is our work. And whether the politicians don't like it, whether Mr. Museveni in Entebbe doesn't want it, for us we shall produce it. That's what our calling is. For them, their calling is to go to parliament, their calling is to do politics. Our calling is to inform people and to inform the debate. And I want to tell this country that until when people begin to understand and use the science of opinion poll, these politicians will just be talking perceptions. They needed to start to think that measuring people's opinions, measuring people's perception at a time like this and using that data can help them grow. Because that's when you know who is strong where, what is he doing, why is he strong there.
All right, thank you so much for speaking to us, Dr. Wakida.
You're most
We've
welcome.
been speaking to Research World International's director, Dr. Wakida, who conducted that poll. And of course, the results of that poll will continue to dominate our news stories. So back to you, Flavia Tumsini.